Hey guys, welcome back. All right, in today's episode, we're going to talk about light guns. Well, not really light guns, they're these positional guns, which are really cool. If you remember like Terminator 2, it used guns like this. They're like mounted positional guns, but they use potentiometers instead of IR sensors, so you can use them on modern displays. But they're really expensive. So the ones I've been eyeing for a while are these ones over at Holland Computer, but they cost $700, and they have 3 games preloaded. It's an actual kit. So this kit comes with the 2 guns, force feedback. It has all the wiring you need, and there's 3 games on this PCB. There's Alien Extinction, Far Cry, and House of the Dead 3. The problem is the pricing is crazy. So something that's really cool happened the other day is this guy Alejandro who watches the channel was like, hey dude, I want to send you these for review, but you have to give them back to me, but you can evaluate them, which I was super stoked on that because first of all, that's a really cool thing for him to do. And I get to play with cool technology, tell him what I think about him, and then I'm going to send him back to him. So thank you, Alejandro. That's super cool of you to do. So if you look, these guns are also super expensive on AliExpress, but they get you a little bit here because they're like, oh, $276. That's not bad, right? Yeah, I can afford that. Then you're like, oh yeah, wait, hold on, shipping $205. So we're still talking cheaper than Holland Computer, but still really expensive, and you got to wait for them to come from China. Now, the other thing is, if you don't know what you're looking for, you can also find the same things, same exact thing for a lot more. It's $550 plus $313 shipping. But again, it's the same actual gun system. So what we're going to do is, because I'm only going to have these for a temporary amount of time, I'm going to show you the setup I did. I'm going to show you some gameplay, and I'm going to let you know what I think about these. They're really, really cool. I'm super excited to have this opportunity. So let's go check them out.
Okay, so what did I build exactly? So the reason why I built this is because I knew I was only going to have it for a short amount of time, and I definitely appreciate Alejandro loaning it to me. So you'll see there's some unfinished things, like I didn't, put a boot over this, but that's because it's just temporary. But I needed something where I could showcase the technology and not have to build a whole entire device. So all I did is I drilled 2 holes for start buttons, so player 1 and player 2. I mounted the 2 guns to the top of this case. I even drilled out a little hole here with a hole saw for the fan. So the fan that that runs the PC, so that it would actually get some kind of ventilation while it's in there. Now this setup is a little daunting at first because this is included in the box and you're like, holy crap, that's a lot of wiring. And you'll see when I open it up, it is a lot of wiring, but it's not that bad. You just gotta trust me on that. It just looks bad. So I'm gonna open this up. Oh, I have it locked. So I'm gonna open this up, and I'll show you the inside. So when I tip this forward, you're going to see I've got, this case was actually from a drone that I had, so it's from an old DJI drone. So there you can see how I mounted the guns on the bottom, and then I drilled holes to route the wires through the bottom as well. And then I got player 1 and player 2. That little orange button right there, that orange button is actually mounted on the side of the case, and that is actually for the test menu. So when you want to go in and calibrate the guns and stuff like that. Now I know this is a rat's nest, but again, it's not permanent. So there's a power supply in there, an arcade power supply. That powers the 12 volts for the lights. So if you look, the guns actually are lit up. So those lights work off 12 volts. And then there's force feedback on the guns, which you'll see when we get to gameplay. And that is actually fed from 24 volts. So that power supply happens to support both 12 volts and 24 volts. That right there is the actual vibration board. So that's what controls the force feedback. And then if you look on the side of it right here, that's where all the wiring comes into the PC. And then the other thing I needed to do is I need to figure out how to go from VGA to HDMI. So I have this VGA to HDMI adapter right there. The reason why I did that is because the HDMI on this unit does not carry the audio. So I had to find a way to do that. So basically I just found a VGA to HDMI that allows me to splice in the audio from the audio output. All right, let's look at the back real quick because I did some cool things on the back as well. Okay, so what did I do along the back side of this unit? Well, first of all, I drilled this hole so that I could sort of route out both power cables and provide myself with a single power on, power off solution. And this is just a power strip that's mountable to the case, so I just mounted it right there. And you'll see these are both the power plugs coming from the 2 devices inside. One is going to be for the main PC, and the other one is for that 24 volt power supply. The reason again for that is that these guns have both force feedback and they have this sort of LED light that lights the whole gun up, so you need 12 volts and 24 volts in order for that to operate properly. Now the one thing I did notice about these I was kind of bummed out about is if you look around back, there's actually these LEDs right here, and they don't work on mine. So there's actually an alien extinction they're supposed to count down. That's the only problem I had with these. I don't know if they're broken or what, but when I looked at the wire harness, I didn't do anything wrong. So I poked around and couldn't figure it out. So I'm kind of bummed out about that. Now these guns, they actually are these positional guns that use potentiometers. So once you get them all set up and calibrated, you're fine. You can do them on any kind of modern television because it's not a traditional light gun. You can see there's no IR sensor. There's nothing in here that needs to talk to a sensor bar on a TV or anything like that. There's a couple cool auxiliary buttons on these things. They're for various different things in the game, like alien extinction. This is actually for your flamethrower. In Far Cry, this will do grenades and stuff like that. And each game will tell you like what exactly these buttons are for, which is pretty cool. Getting down into the internals of it, you will see there are some potentiometers in there. And those potentiometers will basically tell the game where the gun is located. So like I said, once you have it calibrated, you're pretty much good to go. And you can use it on any size big screen TV, a projector, anything really. So once you have this positioned somewhere, you can just fire away, and it's pretty awesome actually. I'm pretty stoked about these. The one thing you'll notice is this version of it is a kit, and it has a proprietary connector. So it does not have USB. However, they do sell a version of this with USB. So I'm definitely interested, when I give these back to Alejandro, I'm definitely interested in maybe picking up one of the single USB ones and seeing what I can do with that. All right, before we get started, I know there's a few things you guys are gonna wanna know about, like how many decibels do these guns put out? Like, is the solenoid any good in here? So I'm gonna put it right up to the gun and I'm gonna fire it. So this thing reads at the gun level about 98 decibels. So we're gonna go over to my T2. Yeah, it's about a constant 98. Now I'm gonna use the other one too because this one feels stronger to me. No, about 98 as well. So both of these put out 98 decibels on the decibel meter. We're gonna go over to the T2 and see, is it significantly louder? Because I think it is. These seem okay for force feedback, but I don't think they're gonna be as good as the T2. The T2 is loud. Let's go check it out. Okay guys, so we're over at the T2 and I wanna compare the force feedback on these guns to the 3-in-1. So we're gonna fire the gun and I'm gonna have the decibel meter so we can see how many decibels this thing is in comparison to that. Okay, so it's firing around 103, 104 decibels, so it's pretty loud, and it's definitely loud when you're this close to it and playing. So the consensus is these are definitely gonna be louder than the 3-in-1 kit. The 3-in-1 kit's still good, but you're just not gonna get the kind of performance as you would from something like these traditional arcade games. All right, so I taught you a little bit about the guns, and now we're gonna check out gameplay, and I brought Kim with me. She doesn't know at all what she's in for at all, but we're gonna check out House of the Dead 3 first. This system comes with 3 games, like I said before, House of the Dead, Far Cry, and Aliens. Do you wanna start by killing aliens, people, or zombies?
Let's do zombies.
All right, zombies. So House of the Dead 3 we're gonna start with. All right, ready, let's get them.
Oh.
Kind of trigger happy.
I'm always
What the heck?
What are you shooting at?
I like to hear the gun.
Oh. Don't look away.
Okay, so Kim and I are having an absolute blast with these. House of the Dead 3 is running really well, no noticeable lag. The guns are really accurate, they're working well, they're responsive. The force feedback could be a little bit more powerful, like I said, but overall we're having a good experience so far. Okay, next up is Far Cry. The only thing that we ran into the whole time we were playing it was there was a little bit of slowdown on this boss during Far Cry, but it could have been normal. I don't know. I don't ever remember even playing this game in the arcade, but it was super fun. Again, we're having a blast with this. The guns are super accurate, and I can't say enough good things. We're having a really good time.
Yeah, we did it.
Woo!
All right, we're on to the last game. We're going to check out Aliens now.
Wait, go back. How do you
go back? You can't go back. Did I get that? You got that. I need a gun. Will you stop stealing all the good stuff? Oh, I have grenades. I forgot about those. Yeah, cool. One-shot Willie over here.
Wait. Like, who decides where we look?
It's like an on-rail. It's called an on-rail
Is he
shooter.
with us?
It does.
Oh.
No, he's not with us.
You weren't looking.
Is he with us? He totally jacked us up. I think we got him. I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you did the weird thing. Yeah.
We did a high five before.
All right.
All right, before I wrap this up, I'm going to do a little bit of just screen capture so you can kind of see what this looks like. But I really had a good time with this. Like, honestly, I know it seems expensive, but you're getting like arcade quality guns. So, oops. See, it's kind of hard for me to say it's not worth the price because, you know, what you're getting is a arcade quality unit, you know? I realize you'd still have to build a cabinet, but it's pretty versatile in the fact that you could build your own cabinet and kind of mount. I mean, look what I did. I built it out of a case. So I'm pretty excited about this. I think I would, if I could get these for like 500 bucks, I think that's the sweet spot. I think $700 seems high, but it seems like you can get deals on these if you really look on AliExpress and other places. So I may try to pick a setup for myself because I got to give these back to Alejandro soon. But I really do appreciate him letting me use these, and I really want them now. I got a taste and I want them. So there you go. I mean, I don't want to say they're perfect because they're definitely not perfect, but this little system, it's plug and play, guys. I like plug and play. There's something to be said about plug and play. That's why I like the Pandora's box. Yeah, the emulation isn't perfect, but when someone says, hey, I want to play all these games and I don't know how to do it myself, oops, the Pandora's box is a really good option for that. And this is actually just like that in the sense that it's a plug and play device. You know, once you wire it up. The wiring's a little daunting at first, but it's not bad once you get it figured out. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. Throw some grenades at you guys. And yeah, give me some comments below. Is this something that you would consider? Is it too expensive? You know, is this something you've actually been looking for? I don't know. But all I can say is I'm really, really enjoying this. And I didn't expect to. I thought, man, it's going to be expensive. It's not going to be that great. I'd say my only caveat, my only thing I'll throw on here is the force feedback could be better. And then I don't know why those little LED dials don't work. I'm not really sure. So maybe they actually don't work with this, but I've seen videos of them working, so I don't know what that's all about. So if anybody knows anything about that or has experience with that, let me know. And that's it for now, guys. We will see you on the next one.